So in the past few years, Binbok stuff has been getting better and better. Their controllers have just seemed to keep elevating to the next level and the next level every time they send something out. The first one that was really good, I think, were these. These are actually under the name Duyoki, I think is how you say it, but this is a Binbok product. The next thing they sent me after that was their Ultra controller. I have a full video on this as well as those. This is one of the best controllers you can get for the Nintendo Switch. I have a video of all those controllers I'll link at the end, but this is definitely on the list. But they sent over something new. 2 controllers I want to take a look at today. I got a few things to tell you about. Most of it is very good. Some of it not so much, but they're very interesting looking controllers. These controllers are called the Gemini. It comes in white. You can get it with the little bubblegum pink D-pad with the blue buttons, or you can get an all black. Both of them look very good. As you can see, they have a very strange design. We're gonna go over all that today. I'm gonna tell you everything I like about these controllers. I'm gonna tell you everything I don't. A few things before we start. One, I'm gonna give these controllers away. So, I'm gonna tell you how you can win one of these controllers, but we're gonna wait till the end of the video to do that. So stick around for that. 2, if you're new here, do me a favor, jump down in the description of this video. There's a link over there to our podcast channel. We do a podcast over there every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern. We do it live there. If you miss it, you can check it out on the podcast platform of your choice. Also, I did want to let you know that I actually have a Twitch. There's a link to that down there too. We actually streamed some Mario Wonder the other night when I was testing these controllers out. We just did the testing live. So if that's something you're interested in seeing, we're gonna try to do more of that. That was a fun time. I think I'm gonna start just testing everything on stream. It gives me an excuse to stream, so check that out. That link's down there too. But one more thing I have to tell you, Binbok did send these over for this review. They are not sponsoring this video. Everything I say about these controllers in this video is my own opinion. For transparency purposes, they are a sponsor of our podcast. That has nothing to do with this video and these controllers being here for this purpose. So having said that, I do want to start out and say most of this controller, most of it's very good. We'll go over all the very obvious things first, and I don't know whether you can see this one better or that one. We'll do it with this one. You can probably see this one a little bit better. If you can see the front here, it's got these weird, like transparent covers on the front. Instead of it just being full plastic from the sides all the way across, they have these transparent covers so you can see what's going on kind of behind. This one I don't really get. The LEDs are under there, which LEDs look very good. The LEDs in this controller are very cool looking LEDs. They have a lot of different controls. As you can see, this one's kind of changing colors and going through a bunch of different colors. You could set them to do whatever color you want. I have this one set on blue just because I think it works the best with this, but you can change it. There's another blue, or is that purple? Nope, there's purple. Okay. As you can see, you can change the color. You can make it do whatever you want with the color. So it's got LEDs. You guys know by now, Binbok and their LEDs, they really like to put LEDs and stuff, which is fine. They seem to be getting better and better at it as they go. The Ultra controller had some good looking LEDs in it. I think I actually like these ones a little bit better. These are very cool. Now the main window here is it's kind of for show. It's not really doing anything, not really showing you anything. But these ones here, the ones on the little handles, actually are showing off that this controller has HD rumble. As you can see in the bottom here, these are the HD rumble motors right here. They're right there, but it also has regular rumble motors too. So you can choose from either rumble that you want. It's got a little switch on the back here, right in the center. You can just turn the rumble completely off, or you can go to the regular old school rumble, or you can switch over to the HD rumble. We tested out the HD rumble. It does a great job. It feels just like you're holding Joy-Cons or a Pro controller. It does exactly what it says it's going to do. The HD rumble, I believe, from what it looks like, I've opened up some Joy-Cons. It looks like they're the same motors in there that are in the Joy-Cons. I'm not 100% sure. I would have to open this up to check it out, which I'm not gonna do because I'm gonna be sending this to one of you, but I'm pretty sure they're the same exact motor in there. So as far as the looks go, the controller, that's basically that's kind of the gimmick for this one. You can see through it, you can see down in to where the rumble motors are. I do kind of like the look, honestly. I know it's a little weird, and it's weird to show off like rumble motors like that, but, you know, this is one of the first controllers that has HD rumble. There's only a few more, so I guess you would want to show it off. Anyway, I do kind of like the design. I don't hate it. The other thing that this controller has, which is a big deal to a lot of people nowadays. It does have Hall effect sticks. I have a little bit of an issue with the sticks, which we're gonna come back to. It's not a massive issue. I did figure out what the problem was, but something you definitely want to be aware of. We'll come back to that. I want to go over the rest of the buttons. It has the Hall effect stick, so that's good. It's got the 8-way floating D-pad, which has been on a lot of controllers I've been getting lately, and I do really like it. It's kind of like a sunk-in thing, so your thumb never slips off. You don't have to worry about, you know, making the little roll. It just works really well. It's got your plus/minus capture home button on the front here. It's got X, A, Y, B. Those buttons aren't my favorite. They're fine. They're not anything as good as this, but you're talking about $60 here, 58 bucks to $40, and you're still getting HD rumble with $40 and Hall effect sticks. So I can see why maybe they did have to cut a little bit of corners with the buttons. They're not terrible buttons. They're fine. Well, they're not bad, and I don't think they feel cheap. I just don't think they feel as premium as something like a Pro controller. They don't feel as premium as something like their other one. Honestly, I think these buttons on this actually feel a little bit better. Now, these are not bad. They're just missing a little bit. They kind of just feel a little empty, if that makes any sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but they feel a little empty. It feels like there's nice membranes underneath, and everything is almost right. It's just not quite there, and I'm nitpicking at this point, so if you don't really care about stuff like that all that much, these are fine. I just noticed that they're not quite as nice as some of the other ones I use. Not a big deal. The shoulder buttons are good. They're shoulder buttons. Nothing to report weird here. They're fine. It does charge with USB-C, and if you look here, they are basically the same shape as a Pro controller. They are extremely, extremely close to the same shape. I mean, they are very, very close. I would say the shoulder buttons feel almost exactly the same as a regular Pro controller. But overall, everything's pretty good. Again, a little bit of a stick issue we're gonna come back to. On the back, it's got 2 programmable buttons right here on the back. You can set them with this one in the middle on the bottom here. This one's a turbo button. You know, you guys know how I feel about turbo buttons. It is what it is. This one controls the lights, and then this switch in the middle is how you change the rumble. It does have motion control. The motion control works just fine. We did all the weird stuff where you can shake to swim fast and Mario Bros. Wonder. Everything seems to work pretty good. And as I said, this is a $40 controller. So you're not paying a whole lot for this. It's a pretty good price, and for what it is and what all it has, the Hall effect sticks, the HD rumble, that's a very good price. I'm not huge on the buttons, but again, that's personal preference. They're not really all that bad. One problem I did run into, and this was very strange, and I would at least just know that this is a thing. I had a really weird feeling last night whenever we were playing this on stream. I was using this one, and I was pressing up and kind of moving the stick around here, and I noticed it was kind of like crunchy around the edges, and I couldn't figure out what it was. And Ajib was in the chat. He said I had the same problem with I think it was a Power A controller. So I stopped for a second and I started looking underneath here. And what I found was there's actually a little bit of wear around the bottom of the stick. And I believe the reason that it feels kind of crunchy around the edges is just because it's kind of breaking little bits of plastic off, not chunks, just kind of as it runs across it, the friction is just kind of wearing it away, you know what I mean? Maybe small little fragments, little tiny like grains of plastic are just kind of sitting there and making it feel like that. Because I did wipe it up. I used my shirt, I wiped the stick, I kind of wiped down in there a little bit and it stopped. But it is starting to come back a little bit. So I think maybe the problem is the plastic that's being used for the base of this stick. And Binbok is a company who listens whenever they are told things aren't being done right, like they're way old Joy-Cons. I hated those. They fixed a lot of the stuff I had problems with those. So I'm gonna give some constructive criticism on this. I think the way to fix this is maybe underneath the top part of the stick, around that part, maybe putting some type of metal to go on there. So it's not plastic on plastic, just eating away at each other, really. This is not the only controller that has that problem. Even the expensive controllers that I use for my PlayStation have this same problem. It's plastic on plastic. It wears out. There's not a lot you can do about it, but it does seem that this one is doing it really, really quickly. So it's not a huge concern. Really, it is annoying. It doesn't feel that nice. But it's not really a huge concern because this does have Hall effect sticks. It's magnets. Everything in there is gonna be fine. Even if something gets down in there, it's not gonna drift. It's not gonna, nothing touches. So you don't have to worry about that. It is something to think about when you're picking this up. So $40, I like the look. I like the fact that it's got HD rumble, the Hall effect sticks. I know a lot of people love those. Yeah, I mean, 40 bucks, it does have that one problem, and it is on both of these controllers. You can wipe it out and then it's fine, but it is something that you may want to keep in mind when you're looking at these. Now, if you would like one of these for free, you can have either one you want. You can have the white one or you can have the black one. They are gonna be these controllers, and unfortunately, I did throw away the box. I will clean them up and I'll make sure I ship them out nice and secure for you, but I don't have the boxes. But just let me know in the comments which one you want. Do you want the white one or do you want the black one? And if you want to add something else in there, tell me why you think you need this controller. I'd love to hear those. We got some really funny ones the last time we did that. So, but that's all I got for this one. I will have a link to these down below where you can check them out. It will be an Amazon affiliate link, so it helps me, helps the channel. Again, check out the Twitch, check out the podcast channel, all that stuff. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Please leave a like. Make sure you are subscribed. We'll see you in the next one.